In this video, we will create the following folder structure, which is also used by AAA Studios, among others. Afterwards, we will create the following blueprint classes within the folder structure. Let's proceed with setting up the folder structure and creating these blueprint classes. Create a project by launching Unreal Engine 5. The demonstrated process also works in Unreal Engine 4, but for this example, I will be using version 5.0.3. Confirm the launch of the engine with admin rights if necessary. Once the engine is started, we have the option to choose from various templates for games, TV and film, architecture, or automotive projects. For this example, let's select the blank template under the Games category. It doesn't matter whether we choose C++ or Blueprint since both allow us to create Blueprint and C++ files. In this case, I'll choose C++, Platform Desktop, Maximum Quality, with no starter content and no ray tracing. All of these settings can be adjusted later within the editor. Hovering over each option will display information about where to modify the setting later. Since we chose C++, Visual Studio 2022, if available, will launch simultaneously. Now we have our project open in both Unreal Engine and Visual Studio. While most of the work is done within the editor, we can write C++ code using Visual Studio, but this is completely optional. However, there are several advantages to doing so, which I'll cover in another video. As seen, the necessary engine files are located within a separate project folder with the same name as the project selected earlier in the engine. In the editor, we have the C++ classes folder, which contains all future C++ classes and header files, and the content folder, where other files and assets are stored. This includes blueprints, animations, textures, and sound files. Now, I'll demonstrate a simple folder structure for organizing blueprints, which is also used by AAA Studios. We'll create 4 folders: Controller, HUD, Game Mode, and Pawn, which will contain our own base blueprint classes. When creating blueprints, it's recommended to follow the Unreal documentation's naming convention of including BP_ in the names. While not mandatory, this practice is helpful for organizing multiple files in larger projects with multiple contributors. Since we're creating our own player controller, I'll name it BP_PC_custom, with BP for blueprint and PC for player controller. Here, we see all the default properties of the player controller because our custom controller inherits from the player controller class. I'll cover this topic in another video. We can change this anytime by going to Class Settings, Parent Class. However, when adding logic and changing the parent class, some functions may be lost. Therefore, it's important to ensure that the created class inherits from the correct class before writing the logic. In the Event Graph tab, we can develop blueprint logic using visual scripting. Here, we see the Begin Play event, which is called once after the actor has been spawned and has exited the construction script. Now, we'll add the Print String node. You can modify the text color and display duration, but I'll keep the default values. It's important to click on Compile and then Save, similar to C++. When we click Play within the editor, it may seem like nothing is happening. This is because the default game mode is still set. We can change this by opening the previously created BP_mode_custom class and selecting our Pawn class, Controller class, and HUD class. After making these selections, go to the editor's menu bar, click on Edit, and then choose Project Settings. In the Project Settings window, navigate to the Maps and Modes section under Project on the left side, and select our Game Mode class as the default game mode. Now, when we click Play, we will see the text, Hello, displayed in the upper left corner. If you forgot to create the HUD and Pawn classes, please do so and make the necessary changes within the Game Mode class. Thank you for tuning in. In the next video, we will finally get started with data types. I will show you how to create your own variables, what you can do with them, and how to create custom variables in C++ that can be edited in the editor.